Alright, so in this video I'm going to cover how much money you're probably leaving on the table if you have poor converting website. The reason why it's important to get a high converting website is that your website is basically at the center of your whole service business. So if you're a local service business, this video is going to apply to you. Basically, if you can imagine your website as being at the core and everything else connected around it. So wherever a lead notices your business, if somebody notices your business, whether it's referrals, directories, search engines, Google Maps, whatever, most likely they're going to end up on your website. They see your reviews, they end up on your website. They see your content, they end up on your website. And so if ever they want to contact you, they're probably going to pass through your website. And so optimizing your conversions can have a direct effect on your bottom line. Now, what do I mean by conversions? It means basically if you got, let's say, 1,000 people coming to your website and you've got a 3% conversion, that means you have 3% of those that end up contacting you. So if you're a service business, that means they call you, they book a call, they fill out a form or whatever type of way they're going to contact you. That's your conversion rate. Now there's ways, there's tricks, there's optimizations to do to increase that conversion rate by 10%, 20%, 30%, 100%. And in some cases, you could even see 200, 300% increases in conversion rates. In most cases, it's going to be something more similar, around something similar to 30%. But in any case, in this video, I'm going to try to explain to you basically the best optimizations you could do to improve your conversion rate and how much money you're probably leaving on the table if you're not doing these as well. So first thing I want to do is I want to go to our projections calculator. So this is going to be to give you a visual idea of how much money you could potentially be leaving on the table. Now, what we have here is a fictitious business. So on top, you have a fake business, and this is going to be us after we put the numbers. So first things first, we're going to see you have 2,000 visitors a month. So this fictitious business has 2,000 visitors a month, and their conversion rate is 3%. Now, close rate is 30%, average order value is 3,000, refund rate, and so on. We're not going to change all the rest. So imagine your monthly profits was $13,000 a month. We're not going to change this. Maybe this, your average order value, you sell roofs, you're at $30,000, or maybe your close rate is higher, or so on and so forth. In any case, in this video, we're just going to keep it simple and keep it on conversions. So for your conversion rate to increase, you basically have these three aspects that you can improve upon. There's other factors to it, but the main three pillars are going to be your website structure. So how it's structured, so the pacing of your website, the information, the order of the information you give to your clients on their website, the design, so how the branding, the psychological elements to it, the emotive connection people get with the website or your brand through the website, and then the speed, so how fast is it loading, how fast can people get the information, and how functional is, basically you could say, is your website. Now this is going to be the main three pillars, but with conversion rates on website, a lot of things affected. And so I'm going to cover this a little bit later. Now I'm just going to get back to it to see the actual profits to keep on line with the title of this video. So imagine conversion rate was 3%. Now you're making, in this situation, this scenario, you're making $13,000 a month in profit. Now an increase in conversion rate, which 10% we've seen multiple times across all the businesses we worked with, 10% increase will lead you to a 10% increase in profits, bottom line. So in this situation, 10% increase into your website will give you $1,300 more per month to your website. Now, the beauty of optimizing your website's conversion rate is that it has an effect on your business day 1, but it has an effect on your business day 2, day 3, day 4, month 10, month 20, month 30, month 50, month 60. And so for as long as your website is live, let's say imagine your website, your red was the old website, green is the new one, that 10% increase is going to have effect in your business for the rest of the time, basically. Now, obviously, trends are going to change, things are going to happen, so it's not going to be that smooth of a line, but this is just a visualization of what's possible in terms of your optimization of your website. So if you could look at profits before, in this situation, just a small 10% increase in terms of conversion on the website, which I would say is extremely achievable for most businesses, that could lead you to 10%, let's say. Bottom line is going to end up to, because 10% more leads is going to end up to 10% more revenue and 10% more profits, assuming the rest stays the same. Then in 6 years in this scenario, in 5 years in the scenario, you would be making around, $130,000 more. So a 10% increase in conversions, $130,000 more in terms of revenue. Now, the beauty of optimizing your website is twofold. If you're doing just organic traffic, so you're just getting traffic organically, that means you're ranking high on Google, you're ranking high on Google Maps, and you're getting some people to visit your website there, then that's going to help you on its own. Now the beauty comes into ads. So if you're running ads, this is where it has the highest potential ROI. So if you're spending, let's say, $10,000 a month on advertising, having a 10% higher increasing website is potentially going to lead you to a 10% decrease or thereabouts in cost of acquisition, meaning that you have to spend 10% less money on your ads to get the same amount of customers. So if I could give you an example, if you have 10,000 customers, if you're spending $10,000 in ads, maybe I could even show you, I'm just going to write it down. So you're spending $10,000, there you go. Oops. You're spending $10,000 in ads, you are having 100 visitors from those ads. So this is spend. This is going to be visitors. And then you have your conversion rate. Let's say in this case, we'll call it, just to make it visually easier, we'll call it 20, we'll call it 10%. We'll call it 10%. And so the amount of leads you're getting is basically, you're spending $10,000, you have 100 visitors, 100 people that visit your site, which actually wouldn't be the case. It would be more like this. It would be more like 1,000. So you have 1,000 people that visit your site, a 10% conversion rate. And so now you're getting 100 clients for that $10,000 ad spend. So every client of yours is costing you $100 to acquire. Now, if you could imagine another way around it, it would mean if you were to optimize your conversion rate, you would spend the same 10,000. So actually, let me just do this like this. Spending the same 10,000, now your conversion rate is better by 10%. So you go from 10 to 11% conversion rate. So you have 11% conversion rate. That means you're getting 110 clients. And it's costing you now to acquire each client, if we were to take a calculator. So just to show you guys here. So you would spend, it would cost you, you would get 110 leads divided by $10,000 of spend. Now it's costing you, oops, maybe times 100. Okay, wait, something's off. So basically you're spending $10,000 and every, okay, there you go. It's going to cost you $90 to acquire a lead, 90.1. So let me close this. So let's call it $91 to acquire a lead. So now, right now, if you want to get as many leads as you were getting before, so you want your 100 leads, so you don't want 110, you want 100. Well, now instead of costing you 10,000, it's going to cost you 100 times 91. So it's going to cost you $9,100 for the same lead. So you've just saved yourself $900 a month, just by improving your conversion rate. Now, this is not including the fact that it might affect your organic traffic and all the other implementations. This is just simple, as simple as it could get. You're not changing your ads, you're not changing your creatives. All you're changing is maybe your landing page for that specific ad. Now, there's ways to do it to get more, 10%, you could get 20%, 30%, so on, like I explained before. But in most cases, just to be realistic, you could aim for 10%, I would say almost as a guarantee if you've never done these optimizations before. So now, what is it actually that you could do? So now I've basically sold you on the idea that it could work. What is it that you actually have to implement? Well, 3 pillars of your website's optimization. Again, website structure, design, and speed. Basically put, your website structure, you want to handle every single objection that people have from the most likely to least likely. Meaning, if you're a local service business, you're, let's say, a contractor, a roofing contractor, people, when they go on the website, they're interested in getting the roofs done, because or else they wouldn't be on your website. Now, if they're interested in getting the roofs done, you have to think, okay, what is the reasons why they wouldn't contact me? Maybe you don't have enough reviews. Maybe they don't trust you. So could be number one, they don't trust you. Number 2 could be they think you're going to be too expensive, or they don't have the money. Number 3 might be they don't, maybe the competitors, they already checked out the competitors, they look better than you. So what you could do in your copy, what you could do in your website structure is basically, first section is going to be showing the testimonials you have, showing as many testimonials as you have, because that's the main concern people have, is that they can't trust you. Number 2, you're going to share that maybe you have pricing plans, or that your prices are affordable, or whatever mentioning you're going to have. So first section, testimonials. Second section is going to be your pricing. Then third section, that's where you include, in this situation, I forget what I said, but in any case, you would add that as your third section. And so you would go number 1, number 2, number 3, and that's how you would structure the whole thing. So you could write down maybe the 10 things that people have the strongest issues with your business, and you basically confront those within that landing page. That should tend to get you the best results in terms of your website structure. So you basically give the information from what they really want to know first and then last. Now the thing is with this is that most people might have on their website, their, at the top of the page, they might have a book a call or whatever it may be. Then right under they'll have an About Us section. About Us doesn't give them that information that way. So you don't really want to put an About Us section. You don't really want to put your services there. What you want is to put the information they're looking for the most. They know you're doing your certain services, and so you could see it maybe on the header, they could see it on the menu, they could get access to those. What they really want to know, in most cases, what they're going to really want to know is, can I trust you? Basically, you're going to fuck me over. So if you could address those in structured ways, that's going to help your conversion rate. Now, secondly, what you could do is your website's design. Now, that's going to be your call to actions, your branding, your testimonials, your VSLs, and all the miscellaneous things. Basically put, you want to have your website branded to your image, to the image of your brand, just to make sure there's congruency. Then after that, you want to have your buttons show up as pop as possible. Basically, you want them to pop up like they show up like their buttons. So you don't want them to be hidden. You don't want them to be transparent. You don't want the wording not to be concise, clear. You want the buttons in general, you want them to be as bright as possible, with a shadow, with a border, with an icon, and with a little text under or something like that. That's going to allow people to really notice your buttons, and higher likelihood they actually end up clicking them. So there's going to be those types of optimizations. Then there's going to be, in terms of your testimonials, you want to have video testimonials over any other type of testimonials. So if you have text testimonials, you'd rather put image testimonials. If you have image, you'd rather put video. That's going to increase conversion rate as well. That's a way to redesign the testimonials, basically. You want to add a VSL. If you don't have one of those within your website, it could be very interesting for you in terms of conversion rate. Basically, a video explaining your service. Maybe it's you, like me, sitting in front of the camera if you have more of a technical service. But in any case, what you could do is you could put maybe a video of your business, just a video filming your whole business and the surroundings of it, showing people what you do in a more visual sense. So that's what you could do in terms of website design. Then website speed, you could optimize the speed of the website for conversions, basically getting the images and videos, the size of the files as small as possible. That tends to increase conversions. Making the images, you could basically compress them. So you can use compressor tools, compress the images and videos. You can use you could change the format to WebP. So for images, instead of having them in PNG or JPEG, you could change them into WebP, and that then allows you to have a faster loading website. Then your fonts, you use as minimal amount of fonts as possible, animations as minimal as possible, and then your backend, you have some code optimizations. Now I have more information in these, and basically how to do these in the trainings that we offer. Those are going to be for free. If you want to download them, they're going to be in the description below. You can access all of those. Basically said, this is going to be the overview. So this is what I want to discuss, basically how much you could basically make from optimizing these things. So, if you were to look at it in those two ways, you have, first off, you could get more of these leads. So more of these people that are coming in. So as you have as many as you had before, but now more of them are passing from this stage and passing to the next stage, which is when they contact you. And then same thing for your ads. If you're getting ads and you're leading them to your website, whether it's any type of ad, this is going to apply to any type of advertising you're doing, they go to your website, then through your website, they'll be able to engage with it, and there's going to be a higher likelihood then that they end up contacting you. So all these things taken into consideration, website design is probably the top, I would say, or at least if you've never done this before, one of the top things you could do in your service business to not only increase leads, but increase leads or increase the amount of people that contact you, but increase them like the day of. So if you implement these tricks and you test them out and they actually function, let's say, you could go from a 3% conversion rate to a 3.3 conversion rate the next day. And so if you have a lot of volume and you can track these things, basically you're making that 10% more revenue the day after, to say, so month over month, you're going to have those results month over month. Some SEO strategies or some strategies to get more leads takes more time, or there's other things that take more time. This is immediate in a sense. There's ways to test it. You have to make sure if it actually works, but if it's working, it's going to be immediate. And so that's the beauty of optimizing your website. So if ever you're looking to do this, we're an agency that does this, Vizions Digital. If ever you want to contact us, the link is going to be in the description below for our booking, the booking call. So you can book a call there and check out with our team. We'll be able to look at your business and see if we can improve your conversion rate like that. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.